Yay, we are live. Hey,
Hi.
everybody. Thanks for having us live again. I know I've been hitting y'all with a bunch of live feeds, but I'm so excited about the house floats in New Orleans and my friend Fender with NOLA Traveler Broads
Yeah,
is joining us today to show us her house float in the Marigny. So how are you doing, Fender?
I'm doing great, and I'm super excited to get to show everybody because I put a lot of work into it, and yeah, it just seems to be such a fun like community thing. So I'm glad folks are so excited.
Yes, me too. And I'll be kind of looking down at my iPhone so that I can see anybody who's making comments and
Okay.
asking questions as much as I can. If not, we'll answer them y'all after. But
Okay.
just so y'all know, Fender's business partner, I guess you will, was my next door neighbor, and she and I both ended up taking the same carnival sculpture class together. And I just can't wait to see what she did. So show us around.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I will walk you through it. I am at first of all, I'm in the Marigny Triangle, so y'all should come see. I'm at Pogger in Burgundy, and then we learned this class that Amy and I took together. We learned how to make paper mache sculptures basically from a guy who builds floats for Mardi Gras. And this is probably the biggest piece that I made. And that is my little Venus flytrap. I'm trying to see, he's big, so it's hard to get them all in there. That took about 2 weeks to put together, but part of what I'm so excited about is he's blacklight reactive. And so at night, this looks kind of crazy. It's really fun. And so that was like one of the techniques that we learned. I would say, I don't know, Amy, how you did with yours, but like the building for me was really easy. The painting, I was like, oh no, I need to take a class on that. It was so much more. These artists are so talented. You think you could do it, and then you get in there and you're like, oh man, well, this is a lot more complicated than I thought.
I laughed that whenever I took the class, I came home and I was like, I know what I'm doing. I am going to be a master at this. I got this. And then I started thinking, okay, it took us 5 hours, but there were multiple people and we had a coach who knew what he was doing. Do I
Yes.
really want to tackle these projects or not?
Exactly. It was, I have so much more respect. Like, I love the way that this came out, but I have so much more respect for the artists in the city right now. After just trying, one big project. Let's see, what else can I show you?
So
Oh, I've
what's
got,
your theme or your house float name?
my theme is just wildflowers. My Mardi Gras costume this year was going to be a Venus flytrap. So I do St. Anne's every year. That's my sort of little danger wildflower sign. Um, I do a big costume every year for St. Anne's, and we walk around like that. But this year, that would have taken up like 2 months of my time easily. So this was a great outlet for that. And so instead, I just built a Venus flytrap for my house. But yeah, so it doesn't really have a very cohesive theme. Some of them have been amazing though, like not just the St. Charles floats that I saw yesterday, but just walking around the Bywater Marigny. Like Burgundy is a great street to take a little stroll down if anybody's looking for what to do in this neighborhood. We've got a little be a bud, wear a mask sign. And another thing that we ended up doing in class just really briefly was making some of these flowers, which it's just a lot of fun. It's not super easy, but it makes a big impact. So I really feel lucky to have gotten in on some of that. But yeah, so let me see if I can get a, okay. Hey, how's it going? Talking to a lot of neighbors these days.
We have a lot of people that are like giving thumbs up, like hearts and purple, green, and gold, saying they're just loving all of the house floats and all this stuff. Oh wow, look at it from there, even on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought that was marking chalk, but it might have been spray paint. So we'll see what happens after Mardi Gras. But it lights up like crazy in the black light. So like I'm one of the houses that it's, if you're out at night, it's a good spot to stop by, I would say.
Well,
But
so
yeah.
when you did all this painting and you started tackling it, did you have pictures that you started with, or did you just go, we're gonna see where this takes us?
I I drew out kind of like a sketch of what I thought the house would look like. But I have, I think my sense of color is okay, but I'm really bad at like spatial reasoning. So I thought these flowers were going to be like this big, but they ended up taking up this much space. And so getting that all together was a little complicated, but I think it worked out okay. Here's one of my other little signs, which legalize weeds. I don't know if we're allowed to say that on this.
Is we don't pull the weeds out the sidewalks. Just make sure that they're
There we
legal.
go. Exactly. Yeah. And then, I've got all of these little vines that I borrowed from actually Carrie's yard, my business partner's yard, and stapled some black light leaves onto them. So yeah, it's just kind of fun. I wanted to be immersive.
I love
Um,
it.
I am really
But
blown
people
out.
are just giving you all kinds of like awesome thumbs up and everything. And I know for me, the first or maybe the second week I had everything up, we had like a terrible thunderstorm, and I had a lot of stuff out of cardboard, and I was
Oh,
shocked how well the clear spray paint held up and that things
really?
actually are still alive. And so I can imagine, the time and energy that you put in to make sure that it stays pretty all through Mardi Gras.
Yeah, luckily I've got an awning, but the wind was crazy. Like I was like, I didn't even sleep all night long because I was like, oh, I wonder if something's going on out there. I wonder if I'm gonna have to pick up all these flowers. But yours came out great, Amy. I love the rotating. That is some next level stuff there, Missy.
I've made that clock that says it's like wine o'clock or juice o'clock because we weren't
Yeah.
and now I kind of feel like when COVID's over, I'm going to keep that on my front porch. And when I can have people over, I'm just going to turn it on. So if the clock is spinning, that means bring a bottle of wine and come over and hang.
I think that's great. Yeah. Are you, I'm in a kind of a high traffic, foot traffic area. So I'm like, lots of neighbors are stopping in and chatting. There's like a big sense of like community around all of this. Are you getting that too where you are?
I am. And what I love about it, our new house is on a street that is on the way to a park. So it's every car is filled with kids on the way to the park. And so there's lots of kids coming by. There's lots of mommies coming by since we're mommy juice.
Oh, sure.
But what I really like is when the people in the cars don't love it, but when the train comes, the cars back up, and then it's like when the train goes, it's like a parade in front of my house.
You really do
all
have
the
a parade
waving to me because they've been in traffic for 15 minutes and it's
I
backed up.
love it.
And I'm like, oh, now this is the way to do it. Everybody's coming and just waving. So
yeah, exactly. So and actually, so this class that we took, I've actually seen some of the other sculptures because it's like a big Facebook community that we're all like posting like, oh, I built this, or oh, I'm about to paint that. So it's been so cool to see them actually like installed on people's houses.
Dragons and alligators. Oh my goodness.
I saw the dragons yesterday on Carrollton. They were amazing. And Marie is the woman who put that together. I met her and now we're buddies. It's just great. Like part of the specialness of Mardi Gras is just like wandering accidentally into a party or coming across something really special and unique and being friends and building community. And I think that the house float trend is really filling in a lot of those gaps. And I mean, I don't know that I would do it every year, but I really hope that it happens every year.
I agree. I took a year off from Muse's shoes. So this was a great way to like send my energy. I don't know if I could tackle it and tackle all my shoes.
Yeah.
One thing that I really love is I feel like we're bringing a little bit of carnival season all over the country and all over the world because so many people from New Orleans are now living in other places. and they jumped on board on this. It's like, oh my gosh, there's Mardi Gras and Carnival everywhere now.
Yeah, I know. Like when the map went live, I clicked on like, New Orleans area first, obviously to see, oh, what do I want to go see? And then I clicked like outside of New Orleans and it's like everywhere. It's crazy.
Everywhere.
So yeah, I love it. It's
And
fun to think about like what their neighbors think. At least here we're kind of normal, right?
I'm pretty sure that their neighbors know that they're from New Orleans. Their neighbors expect a little level of crazy to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
One thing that was really cool with that is the crew. It's a bunch of volunteers that we
Yeah.
didn't have to pay to join the crew. It's just people volunteering to do it, and they set up the map. Those are people waving like
Yeah.
for you. He set up the map, and then they crashed Google Maps because there were
I
so
know.
many thousands of house floats that went up in such a
Yeah.
short period of time. So
People are so excited. Let me ask you a question because I'm still not 100% clear on this. Are you doing throws or do you know like what the process is for throws?
So everybody's doing a little something different. From what I understand, Mardi Gras Day is the day that we're going to really do our throws.
Okay.
And my throws are individually wrapped, big giant straws that are pointy on the end that you can put in your box of wine or juice that you would
Juice?
and I'm thinking we're gonna just set up a little table outside and just let people take them. And I think that is kind of the way that people are doing it. I also know some people who will say if you like text the number, they'll run it out on the porch if you're driving
Oh,
by.
that's a good
And they'll
idea.
use it in case they're not manning their float because it's really hard for us to sit outside all day
I
all the
know. Right. Well, and like, I don't have a porch or anything. I was trying to, I don't know if you guys
it's
can see my
awesome.
roof. I was trying to get my boyfriend to let me get up on the roof to do it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Like I could just stand up there and throw them down. He's like, no, you're going to break something.
We just have to ease them in. Maybe next year, now that
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it was no big deal.
Yeah. I've been making some, I've been making some like blacklight resin jewelry and I just have it like in these little things. So, which is, it's all blacklight reactive. So that's exciting. And I'm just going to give that away until it's out. So come by Padre and Burgundy. Come see
I
me.
over there a little bit later.
Yeah, girl. For sure. You got to message me for coming by. I'll save you something good.
Awesome. Well, Fender,
Yeah.
this has been awesome. I really think that your house float is amazing. And I may have to, drive by at night and see it lit up, but then drive by again during the day so you can truly appreciate every little nook and cranny of it. It's just
There's a lot going on. And people have been so sweet. It's like right on the street and everyone's like taking their photos and being real nice. And I'm just like, it makes me really happy. This is such a great city.
I love it. Well, thank you to everybody who's been watching our Facebook Live. Thank you to Fender. Make sure y'all go by her house float, wave, say hi, beep your horn, cheer, and hit all the other house floats in the neighborhood. It's a great opportunity to be socially distant, but to still have a nice, carnival celebration. So
Yeah, it's a nice bike ride in this area. Oh, and real quick, if I can plug my Instagram, y'all follow Traveler Broads. That's what we cover New Orleans and when we're allowed to travel other places. But right now we're very local. So come say hi there too.
and definitely hit their YouTube channel if you get a chance.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It certainly entertained me during quarantine. So
yeah, we went a little crazy. During quarantine. Anyway,
thank you so much, and thank you to everybody. We'll be doing another house float one in the UAE in I think a day or two. So just keep an eye and go see Fender. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.